Figure 4 Radio.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Figure 4 Radio.
Hello and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
From Figure 4 Radio, it's the Mastermind Ollie Spring,
It's Luke O'Mac.
and we are here for our third and final trimester of our 2016 year review. Luke, how was your New Year's? Was it as messy as mine?
Nothing like WrestleMania, but
So you'd have to go some to beat that.
yeah, but no, it was very good. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
How was yours?
I'm still recovering, as you can probably hear.
Yeah, quite a bit of shouting come midnight and
Well, you
nice
know,
big family hug of Old Lang Syne.
something like
It
that,
was fun.
or something along those lines. Nothing to do with alcohol or
Retching the next day.
Yes, yeah, we won't talk too much about that. But we are here to finish our review of 2016. Now that it
Which
has
is
been and
gone.
gone, and it's well and truly fucked off. So check out the previous 2 weeks podcasts. We looked at the first two. We're calling them trimesters.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we don't know if it's right or not, but that's what we're calling
Yeah,
it.
well, fuck it. That's what we're sticking to.
Yeah.
So we are now looking at September to December in 2016. Granted, it isn't that long ago now that these happened, but let's break it all down.
You're losing your voice quite rapidly.
This is what happens when I have
it
late
might become
nights.
a one-man band after
Late
halfway
nights,
through.
early mornings, alcohol, and partying over New Year's.
It's bound to happen.
So we'll continue in the same old fashion.
So this was
pay-per-views.
September. This was kind of the first time we had
brand
the brand splits.
And obviously
So
we've got a whole
every 2
podcast about
weeks.
brand splits, or the brand split, so we don't need to talk too much.
No,
But I think that September belongs to SmackDown because Backlash
oh, that's right.
was way better than Clash of
Yeah,
Champions.
you were comparing the two as a
yeah,
thing,
also,
weren't you?
it's head to head. Vince called for it. He
Yeah,
wanted
he
it.
did.
So,
But it was
yeah.
the first time we got 2 a month, essentially. So we have one every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of got a bit much in a way.
It's got old very quickly.
Especially towards the end, like in December, we had, I think SmackDown had 2 weeks of TV to build up to TLC from Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Didn't
and it's
really
just
seem
not enough.
fair.
I know they tried during not TLC, during Survivor Series to build and plant little bits, but it's just not enough. I'm hoping during 2017 that they try and sort it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Instead of 2, maybe every 3 weeks. Just give it a little bit more time.
Well, could you imagine if they still only had one a month, but then alternated between SmackDown and Raw, and they had
Give you
8
8
weeks to build up? But then I suppose they'd probably still fuck it up. So
Yeah, of course it will.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Backlash featured the crowning of the first SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Or champion in Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Crowning of Heath Slater and Rhino
That
as
was
the
so
tag champs.
good.
I didn't see that coming.
The build up to that with Heath Slater saying I need a job, or like I've got kids, and
I
I
was
can
still
now afford a
expecting him
wife.
to lose.
It was so
especially
good.
with- what happened to the Usos heel turn? They've won nothing, so what was the point in turning them?
But then I think it's like everything; it needs a little bit of time.
Maybe.
Like I prefer the
I would have
Usos as
rather, I would have
heels.
rather them. So Heath Slater and Rhino win on the night, but then next SmackDown Live have the Usos steamroll through them as the heels, just cheat to win. Really make them sympathetic in Slater and Rhino.
Yeah, it could have worked, but say
Yeah.
the day, I guess.
And then we also had AJ Styles becoming the face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp. Beat Dean
candidate
Ambrose
for Rear of the
Thank
Year.
fuck, yeah, well, yeah. Crowning glory for AJ Styles.
It just, it was the start of. I would almost say it was the start of. It was, he had a good couple of months up until that point, but it just like the cherry on the top, wasn't it? It was just,
without a doubt.
He was so good. He really, like, I say he was. He is.
He got
He's
a good match out of Dean
phenomenal.
Ambrose for me.
He's done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
The match at TLC was that 450 springboard was
phenomenal.
He is called phenomenal
It
for
was
a reason.
phenomenal.
I even paused it and made my other half watch it at least twice. I like watch. Like it's not that he just throws himself over the rope; it's on the rope and then off. And she was like, "I don't care. I've got books to mark. I don't care."
Then if you compare Backlash to Clash of Champions, so there was, I mean, it was. So Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox in the pre-show.
It was just a non-match.
New Day versus The Club. TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. In fact, if anything, I don't think. Let's have a look.
We haven't really hit on much of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Well, not it's because it wrapped up it started in July and it wrapped up in September. So we'll get to that, I think, at the end.
Yeah, I just think it was
as a review.
The fact that they've just given it solely to one brand, though.
Yeah.
It's the wrong brand.
Yeah.
Hey-ho.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, we'll come to it.
Yeah, I mean, did Roman Reigns beat Rusev? I think he did, didn't he?
He did.
So that was the only notable title change, whereas the New Day, TJP, Kevin Owens and Charlotte
all retained.
So it wasn't really newsworthy, it was just business as usual, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The fun match, I think, was Cesaro and Sheamus in the double count out.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that match, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing is, not just was it a good match, but it also gave him that push then to go on and become that tag team that are going for the tag team belts and so on and so forth. It's just it was good storytelling, actually, because if you're going to do a best of 7, unless it's for a championship or whatever, it's actually a really good way of finishing it as a double count out and sticking them that way.
I mean, Sheamus is one of my guilty pleasure wrestlers. I know not a lot of people like him, but personally for me, he looks like a computer game character. He's got the
it's the mohawk, isn't it?
Well, it's the mohawk. It's his skin tone.
Yeah,
he looks like someone you could create in a video game.
Yeah, in a good way, unlike Apollo Crews.
Yeah, and he's got his moveset. He's got his gimmick down.
Yeah,
and it just works for me. I like him as a. He is a character.
Yeah, I think it's like you said. He has that gimmick down. He's been it for such a long time.
Yeah.
I'm sure for him there's a difference between Sheamus the wrestler and Sheamus the person. But,
yeah. A really interesting thing, actually. One of my friends doesn't like wrestling, shits all over it all the time, teases me for it all the time.
Yeah, Kai.
No, he came round and I just finished watching a match that had Sheamus in it.
Yeah.
And then this friend of mine sat and goes, oh, look at that guy. He's not a wrestler. He looks like a Celtic warrior. I was like,
that's him.
There you go. Because you've just proved that. You know that's exactly what they're doing is you've called it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clash of Champions just was
like you said. It was an extended episode of Raw.
They were kicking their heels and letting SmackDown have their time. I think.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be a thing of let them have their time. Like you said, it's head to head.
Yeah.
Each brand.
They just didn't seem fussed about really pushing for it though.
No, they didn't. But then on the flip side to that, you hit into October.
Oh right! Oh, fucking hell! Right.
And it was complete 180. It was the other way around.
Opening up with AJ Styles, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose was
the worst thing in the world.
I don't get it. I mean, the match was okay.
Yeah,
but what the fuck?
I remember you saying as well, like
why
you were counting down, like John Cena hadn't been in a main event for how many months? He hadn't finished to close the show.
In my blog on figure4radio.weebly.com, I did the stats and I was like, it's been 2 years, 3 months since John Cena was in the last match of a pay-per-view. So that I was like, this marks a very important thing. And then it went on first. I was like,
yeah.
After all that.
And to be fair, I don't think we're going to see Cena in many more main events.
Maybe not.
And not because, he's still going to be big match John.
Yeah.
He's still going to be able to pull it out when he needs to be. I just think with the cards the way they are, or not the cards, the rosters the way they are, with the exception of maybe putting him against The Undertaker. Maybe. But I think that's pushing towards,
that's pushing the wrong guy. But yeah, that's another conspiracy theory for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just weird. Then there was Nikki Bella and Carmella, Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos, Baron Corbin and Jack Swagger, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Bliss was meant to be against Becky Lynch but wasn't, and she was against Naomi and lost.
But that was an injury thing, and that was ridiculous.
But at the time, Alexa Bliss is the #1 contender
at that time. Yeah,
was then lost. So it
to
made,
someone who wasn't even the champion.
That's
so
it. It was
makes
just
it look stupidly weak.
And then Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton closed the night in a match that I literally can't remember anything about.
No, I
can remember
nothing
literally.
about it.
Other than maybe Luke Harper returned.
Yep.
At the end.
Yeah, that
potentially.
was it. Yeah. He came through the crowd, didn't he? to return.
Oh, God knows.
But
yeah.
like you said, the match of the night was obviously Miz versus Ziggler.
And that was the career versus IC championship.
Yeah, and it went the wrong way, personally.
Yes. Yeah.
I've made it known many a time.
In comparison, you look at Hell in a Cell, 3 cell matches, maybe a bit overkill.
But, you know, actually, had the Rusev and Reigns story been told the opposite way round,
yeah.
like, so they swapped places, Rusev was the face and Reigns was the heel, which I know that's not the way we're pushing, but had it been that way, that Hell in a Cell match would have been so much, like, investment-wise.
I still think it was
so
good.
much better. It was
I still
good.
think it was a good match. I think, though, the problem with 3 Hell in a Cell matches is that they all had to hold back, so you know, you couldn't have everyone having these crazy spots of table bumps or chair shots or kendo sticks, or they had to kind of be
you have to build it,
accommodating to each other. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think, the second one was
Second
got it there.
Hell in a Cell match was Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
and then it headlined main evented Sasha Banks and Charlotte.
Yep.
I really liked the Sasha Banks and Charlotte match. It wasn't the smoothest match, but I think it was the main event and it was the best match of the night.
I think the homage to Foley at the beginning was really good.
Yep.
I think we said it before. I don't know, and I've said this to you before, I don't know whether it should have main evented. I think maybe Seth and Kevin should have done. But that's my opinion.
You can
on
argue
it,
either way, but I think they still stole the show.
Oh,
they put on the best match.
Yeah,
or
by far.
The biggest feeling match.
Yeah, it was the one that had you invested in it.
Yeah.
I think
I still don't think Charlotte should have won.
I do, but that's because I love Charlotte.
Yeah.
Not in a way of like, oh my god, she's really fit. Charlotte, boner. As in, I think she is a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah. But then she keeps dropping Sasha and fucking injuring her and all, yeah.
Well, no, I actually, again, I'm not defending them because they probably both make mistakes. But I just think Sasha, I know she's been in, like you said a couple of weeks ago, she's been in more 4-star matches than any other woman or whatever it might be. Yeah. I just think she's a little bit sloppy sometimes.
Yeah. Potentially.
Tit for tat. But hey, you know, as far as it goes, it was, really good pay-per-view actually. Really, really good.
Yeah, it was alright, then we move on to November, starting off with NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger. I think I potentially played that up too much in my head and it couldn't meet my expectations. I was expecting Toronto to become unhinged for Bobby Roode, and instead they were more over with Ty Dillinger, I think.
I think that whole weekend showed how much Ty Dillinger was over for the simple fact of if you jump forward
everywhere.
Yeah, if you jump forward to Survivor Series, every time the ref was starting to count someone out,
if you jump forward to Raw the following night and the following week,
it was still happening.
They were still doing it, and I'm not sure if this is the thing I can't figure out. I'm not sure if Ty Dillinger is the one that's over, or the fact that the Raw crowd the following week saw everybody in Canada doing it and thought, oh, that's cool, we're going to do that too. I'm not sure if they quite realise.
I'm wondering if maybe it's more of a
there's a few things like that in pop culture, and where I almost think that
maybe
people
it's just
don't
become
know,
more of a catchphrase just for the,
people don't know don't remember the origins. Right, if I said to you someone was Butters, what would you think that means?
From what I think it means is that they're ugly.
Yeah. But actually,
I don't know.
Butters came from Butterface, which is everything is hot, Butterface. Or everything is good, but so it means everything from the neck down is smoking, but neck upwards is a shame. Whereas now people use Butters as a term
for ugly.
Just ugly, when actually it's the originality of it is, and it's all changed, and I think that could be the 10 count.
And
it's people not really realizing where it came or what it means, and just using it out of context and ruining it.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
you see what I mean? Yeah, like, I think, and that's the thing. I think that's people have probably forgotten that came from Stone Cold, and it's now just become a cool thing
to shout
to do. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. But I was a little bit disappointed that the roof didn't blow off when Bobby Roode went in.
Do you know why? I think, I know you have everything Bobby Roode that you can.
Well, no, I love his music, and I think I'm a TNA guy. Yeah, he was awesome in TNA.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I only watched
as a singles guy.
I only watched I said barely a few months of it, but I watched it when I could, and so Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Eric Young, EC3. I was watching it before the Broken Matt Hardy storyline.
Yep.
So, and before a couple of guys that are there now, actually. So it was really those guys that kept me involved in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when he came across to NXT, I was like, I know who he is. I know what he's like. He's a good wrestler.
He walked around like a main event guy.
Yeah,
straight away. The way he conducted himself was, this guy's a big fucking deal.
Oh, he is. But I just think the choir at the beginning didn't actually do any favours for the song.
Well, they fucked it up. They weren't lip syncing properly, and it was a bit weird.
It was almost as bad as Nakamura's not playing the violin.
That was fucking bizarre
players.
As well.
That was horrible.
I think Toronto highlighted the problem with NXT now is that they've just been void of talent. Because, okay, first of all, right, Authors of Pain TM61, best match out of both tag teams that they've had yet.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Unfortunately, it was selling a toy, but yep.
True. Although I didn't realise that. I know they were the adverts and the sponsorship was whatever toy it was called, but they never showed pictures. So
they had a whole advert just before the match went on.
Oh, okay.
Of buy this toy where you hang someone above the ring and you can flip someone into it and it breaks and stuff.
I clearly fast forwarded over all of that.
Yeah.
But then you have DIY versus the Revival.
That was good.
I think everyone was raving about it, but in all honesty, I think the Mickie James Asuka match was better. That might be controversial, and I might need to rewatch it all again. But I think Mickie James and Asuka was just... It wasn't the standard NXT match. In a way, the Revival and DIY had this exact same match that they'd have with American Alpha.
Yeah,
it wasn't
maybe
too different. Whereas Asuka and Mickie James was a bit different. We hadn't seen anything from Mickie. We didn't know what her stance was, and it was all about earning respect from the other person and kind of showing off a little bit and proving that you've still got it or proving that you have got it against legends. There was more personality and attitude in that match than the DIY Revival match, if you ask me.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I do think that I don't think Mickie James should have had her first match back.
I mean, is she
takeover?
Is she back, or was it one?
Well, no. I don't know. I don't think she should have had her first match back at the pay-per-view. They should have.
Who else would Asuka go against?
This is the thing. It's such a depleted division now. It's all been raided and taken to Raw or SmackDown.
So there's barely anybody left that can put on a main event quality match.
But then there's loads of rumours flying around of raids of Ring of Honor and places like that. So.
But yeah, I still think it just proved that the women's division is fucked right now for NXT. Fingers crossed this year they can start rebuilding it and adding some more names.
But I think, again, we mentioned this a few weeks ago, we probably mentioned it last week and the week before. Everyone has to remember that NXT, as much of a brand as it is still developmental.
True. So they need to start fucking developing, if you ask me.
Well, this is the thing. There's people there I reckon could come up. The Revival could come up.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
Joe could come up. Nakamura can come up. It's...
But I think they need... NXT needs to develop, some of the women a bit more. They just need to either bring it... Well, maybe not bring in people, but just start pushing people forward to the front. Then we move on to Survivor. Now, there was a live Survivor Series podcast released not too long ago, so we try not to dwell on it too much. I liked the Survivor Series matches making a comeback and being important, but at the same time, they didn't mean shit.
I think
there was no consequences for anything.
Excuse me. I think the thing that it's a bit like Hell in a Cell. The fact that we had 3 of them.
Yep. Well, it should have been that they were fighting for something, but
I think
they weren't.
Personally, for me, there should have been a women's one without Charlotte and without Becky, because she was the champion at the time. There should have been a men's one, again, without... Well, actually, no. For the men's one, keep it as it was.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fine. No tag team one. Fuck that off. I hated that
I
much.
kind of like the fact that the 3 main divisions were
No, I
were kind of contested.
I think, if you really want women's wrestling to stand out, then you put it on an even keel with the men's, and you just leave the tag teams down a little bit.
Maybe. But the thing that kind of I didn't understand. So Stephanie McMahon said you've got to fight like your jobs depend on it, because they are.
Yeah.
To the men, the main event men. They lost. Has anyone been fired?
Nope.
No. Undertaker told them that if that you fight for SmackDown, and anyone that won't has to face the consequences.
Yeah.
Has anyone faced consequences?
Ooh.
No. That was the only. That match was obviously the one that I was thinking that there's going to be consequences in, and so far nothing's happened.
I think it's that thing as well. It's like,
what the fuck?
I think the bit beforehand where I think it was the week before when The Undertaker came out and said, these are the consequences, rah, rah.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he said that my legacy will not be defined by WrestleMania, we're not going to see him again till WrestleMania.
Maybe not.
So,
the thing I hate about legends when they make a return is their in-ring promo will always say, "Oh, I've come back home, and I'm back for good, and all this."
There for 2 weeks and pisses off again for 4 months.
Them, and it's just like, well, they're just taking the mick, really.
Yeah, they are.
They're just getting a cheap pop, making a promise they can't keep. But yeah, and then obviously
the man's closing onto pension age.
Yeah. And then we get down to Brock Lesnar Goldberg. Yeah.
I think more time has been spent talking
easily
about it than the reruns put together, than the actual match itself. It was just so... it was such a letdown. Like, yes, it was a shock.
I kind of still like it.
Yes, it was a shock. It was that thing of no one expected Goldberg to go out there and spear him twice, pick him up for the jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, over. And, the next night, Heyman coming out and saying, yeah, we did take our eye off the ball, and so on and so forth, was, good bit of storytelling. But I just... I don't know.
I think Heyman's twist on it worked perfectly, because... I said at the time is that Brock Lesnar got pushed over, he sat on the floor and laughed, and you could tell he wasn't taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And that's what the commentators should have played up on it.
Yeah.
So then he gets back up. He shouldn't have. He turned his back on him.
And that's true.
And how many times we said how many times we said that people shouldn't turn their back to Brock Lesnar because they get a German.
Yeah.
So he turned his back on him, and then pow, spear.
Yeah.
There you go. And I think in a way, it should have been played up that this is what you get for taking him lightly and thinking it as a joke, because fair enough, he's old, but when you're that unserious about something, you're going to get fucked up.
I think it's that thing of I saw a meme afterwards which was Kevin Nash is the 1 in 1 who beat the 21 in 1, and I was just like, right, okay.
Oh wow, I love it. Yeah, that's
right.
true. Yeah,
fine, okay.
So now Kevin Nash is technically better than Undertaker.
He's now better than everyone by all accounts.
He's the king of the world.
Yeah, Big Daddy Diesel. Yeah. So, and it's just stupid things like that. So now Goldberg has beaten Lesnar.
Yeah.
In my mind, it would automatically go Goldberg versus Taker.
Yeah,
because that's logically how
happen.
You see it.
It could happen.
Logically, if you're going to put those 3 men in that kind of triangle, that's how it should be. The fact that both men have said they're going to enter the Royal Rumble.
Now, I hope Lesnar Goldberg 1 and 2. They have a very intense stare down for 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Number
Ellsworth.
3. Ellsworth. How good would that be? So he comes in and is stood between these 2 guys.
That would happen for the guy.
I really hope they book something like that and they don't keep them, because it would just be amazing.
No, I don't see it happening that way. I don't know how they're going to do it, because it'll be...
So these 2 guys, they're kind of they build the tension. You can cut the tension. And literally 2 minutes pass or 1.5 minutes passes. Another guy comes out, they just throw them out like that. Another guy comes out, they get rid of them like that.
Yeah.
And imagine the first 5 or 6 entrants
just
are
out or straight away,
just demolished.
Yeah.
Spear into a German, and then they go back to just staring at each other.
Yeah.
just giving each other daggers. It'd be a bit different.
I don't see it that way. I've got a feeling because of excuse me, because of Goldberg's age, and I don't want to be ageist here, but because of his age, he wouldn't be able to last the full hour. For the match.
Of course not. So, but maybe at least that way he can last till at least not being eliminated in the first 10, and then. I
don't think they'll stick him in there till at least 20.
There's lots of ways they could go. I still hope they go 1 and 2. And then tell a bit of a story, and then just get them out of the way, and then keep them as far away from the potential number 1 contendership
as possible. But then I suppose, like you said, once the first 5 or 6 have gone, so when you get to like numbers 8 and 9, you're going to have to bring in someone, Rusev, Big Show, someone big and stocky that won't just keep them apart, won't just go over the rope straight away.
Or alternatively, they eliminate each other accidentally, like double clothesline spot. They both tumble to the outside. Ellsworth comes in at number 3, and he's got 2 minutes just to chill.
Yeah, just stands there, just like, hey.
He survived. Anything. But I think the good thing is that there's lots of possibilities.
Yeah,
I'm just happy to sit back and soak up. I mean, we can talk about TLC. We can talk about Roadblock the second.
Only really just happened.
Yeah, so we don't need to focus too much on that. Let's have a look and see actually. Okay, so cruiserweights. Because in September, the Cruiserweight Classic ended.
Yep.
TJ Perkins
won.
Did
anyone see TJ Perkins? No one.
It had to have been Ibushi.
Yeah, from day one, for me,
it was Ibushi.
Ibushi is winning this from day one. The fact the final was Grand Metalik versus TJ was like, where the hell did these two come from?
I think it all came down to the fact that they'd signed contracts and Ibushi hadn't. And who did Grand Metalik beat?
I can't remember.
Oh, Kendrick.
Yeah, it was Kendrick. Yeah. It was.
So the thing I don't get is that Kendrick's been built up post CWC, which makes me think that whoever booked CWC has had nothing to do with the booking since, because it's almost like they've overruled it and said, no, we're going with Kendrick, even though he didn't win. And it kind of pissed me off because it was billed as Kendrick's last chance, and that's why it was all emotional. But yet he's got another chance because he was still on the roster. Then he got beaten by TJP. Then he had another chance. Then he had another chance. And then he had another chance and won it. And it's like...
But then dropped it to...
Rich Swann.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good, because I want to see other people made
I think this is the thing, like, for the first 2 months at least, it was just Kendrick and TJ. Yeah. That's all it was. All the rest were thrown in 3-on-3 or whatever it was on pre-shows.
I think it's going to turn into the TNAX division, where they're just a bunch of spot monkeys and they get thrown out there.
I've got a feeling it's going to go that way.
Yeah.
Which is why during Survivor Series, I'm actually really annoyed that your boy Baron Corbin came and broke up the match, because
I would have loved to see it go across.
I'd love to have Kalisto to have won it and the whole thing gone to SmackDown. It would make more sense because 205 Live follows SmackDown.
But then I think if that was the plan, they would never have pushed 205 Live, because what they could have done is just had it as just integrate it and have 3 hours of SmackDown. But now they've got 2 hours of SmackDown and then an extra hour of 205 Live, where the crowd kind of feel like they have to stick around to see the little guys.
Yeah, but they didn't. The first 205 Live, the whole place was half empty.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But the whole thing in general, though, was really good to see. Like, the cruiserweights have always offered something different. You watch a big guy like Lesnar and Goldberg. There's going to be power slams and big moves. It's going to be quite slow. Whereas you watch something like the cruiserweights, and it's like, you can't take your eyes off it because you will miss something.
Precisely.
I'm hoping they do another one.
Yeah.
But I hope it's done slightly differently.
Yeah.
Because now we have a cruiserweight division. I'm hoping it wouldn't be so big.
I don't really understand why, and it's the same with women as well. And the women have kind of slightly started changing, but I don't get why it's so hard to book women and cruiserweights in feuds that don't involve the belt. Look at the men. There's feuds up and down the card which are just not about a belt, but they've developed a feud there over anything really. Whereas why can't they do that with the women? Why can't they do it with the cruiserweights?
They just... Why does it have to be monthly contender with random thrown together matches? It sounds a bit weird, but like the writers of Family Guy have said the reason Meg gets so much stick and is treated the way she is because it's men writing for a teenage girl.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't understand it. They really don't. So maybe get a female writer to write the women stuff.
Yeah.
Because then at least
they know what an angry woman thinks and feels. Rather than men are just like, oh, they're probably just angry because, you know, they're bitches and they're catty or they're divas. Or,
So actually have, you know, or even if you have a male writer, have at least someone they go to say, right, you're in this position, how would you feel? What would you do?
But then why did it have to be different?
No, I don't think it does.
And this is another thing is
I don't think it does, but I think it just comes down to poor writing.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to go, right, there's two big guys, they don't like each other. Right, it's easy to write this storyline. It writes itself. We've seen it hundreds of times.
Whereas with the women, it's always insulting each other's boyfriends or husbands.
Yeah.
Or like, something like that. Yeah.
I think it was at TLC in that stupid no disqualifications match. Hated it. But then I don't like Carmella. But like she said, like you're nothing. Like when Nikki was in the turnbuckle, she turned to her and was like, "Oh, you're nothing like John," or something. It was like, why are you bringing that into it? It's not about John.
Like when you know John Cena's in a match against AJ Styles, is he saying, "Oh, this is for Nikki"? No,
it's not.
They're just fighting.
Yeah,
let them get on with it. Yeah, just
and pretty bloody well, let's say.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, to be fair,
I think the cruiserweights just need to be given a chance to develop some character. That's all it is, and hopefully 205 Live gives them that. I really hope it does because they've got skills. All of them have got skills. It's got
to progress this year.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be the year for the cruiserweights.
It better be. In October, Sanity debuted on NXT. I had it spoiled by me thanks to Scott Star Spud. Obviously, Eric Young technically made his debut in July. Disappeared for a while. Probably redeveloped himself a little bit.
Yep.
In the Performance Center, and then Sanity debut on NXT. I quite like Sanity.
Good stable. Really like them.
A lot of potential behind them. I think they could be built up, and you know, they could definitely be main contenders in the tag tournament without a doubt. But then also in October was all the TNA legal troubles. Me and Scott obviously spoke about the problems with TNA. It seems to have died down a little bit. TNA still hasn't gone away. They're still not bankrupt.
No,
they're still ticking along.
Yeah, they've still got being bankrolled by Dixie, but
still no TNA UK tour next year.
I can't remember what was the guy from Smashing Pumpkin called.
Billy Corgan.
He's gone now, isn't he?
Yes.
This is the thing.
Not quietly, but he's gone.
He's gone. This is the thing. Like I don't watch it enough. I'm not. You know, if someone said to me, Vince McMahon's going bankrupt and Ted Turner's coming back to buy the company, but oh my god, be following it daily. But you know, I think it's that thing of I don't know enough about it because I don't watch the product. I watch snippets, so I watch Broken Matt Hardy and Jeff.
Whereas I think I'm just a few weeks behind, but I do still watch it quite religiously. I think from what I gather, they've still got the boss because Aidan O'Shea was cast as Billy's like right hand man, is kind of like bodyguard or protector or whatever it is. And they've still got him guarding a door that the boss is sat behind, but they're not naming who the boss is,
right?
Or seeing the boss. So I think they're still trying to continue with the ideas.
It's going to be Taz.
That would be immense.
Yeah,
he just
it's
storms
like
out the door.
Eights all over again.
Oh yeah. But so they're still keeping the idea, and that they haven't really dropped any angles or anything. So in theory, if you didn't know what was going on, you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
which is good.
That's fair enough. That's all right then.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want TNA to disappear. I want them to keep going. Fingers crossed they do, and fingers crossed 2017 can be their year of resurrection.
You know, if they do go, it would actually be really detrimental to the wrestling scene.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Excuse me. Luckily, this trimester, there's been no deaths. Touch wood. Well, obviously it's been and gone now, so
yeah.
So that's good, I guess, in that respect.
Yeah, it's been fine.
What I wanted to do was kind of have a bit of a roundup of people's years, who's had good years, who's had bad years. I think as far as the men go...
Improvement.
Yes.
Room for improvement.
3 men that I think have had probably some of the best single years in wrestling ever.
Yep.
AJ Styles.
By
debuted at the Rumble, beat John Cena, World Heavyweight Champion.
He's held.
It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
you've held the heavyweight championship for 3 months in your first year at a company that size.
Yeah.
Your year anniversary essentially coming up.
They didn't bury him for being a non-WWE guy. They actually gave him a chance.
Yeah, and
which is immense.
And there was always that big fear that he's Mr. TNA, he's this, he's that. That they were just going to throw him under the bus and
kind of like they did with Sting because he was WCW and I think he's had probably the best year. I mean, short of beating Undertaker at WrestleMania, he couldn't have done much more.
True.
Really. Kevin Owens.
What to say?
Same story as AJ.
The
really,
injury from Finn Balor, from his point of view, couldn't have come at a better time.
He needs to shake Seth Rollins' hand for that.
Oh yeah, but he's made it his own.
True. There's a lot of stories looking back over the years of the main guys got injured and the guy that they called upon to take his place
stepped up
and shone. I want to say Shawn Michaels did that, but I'm not sure if it was him or if it was when he was injured.
I don't know.
My history is a bit shady at the moment. I'm still hungover from New Year's. What can I say?
I'm surprised you got this far without going to heave.
So I'm good at editing. So Owens has had just an immense year. I think he's so entertaining. To be honest.
Like I think I've said before, like his promo work sometimes isn't the best,
but he's just such a natural talker. To say that English isn't his first language, it's crazy.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. There's just something about him that I can't pinpoint.
Yeah.
But he's just so good.
He's got it.
He has.
In a way, it's kind of bad because he's a heel, but I want to cheer him. But
when he does heelish stuff, you hate him. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I kind of want to cheer him still.
Fair enough.
The third guy I've got is Chris Jericho. First half of the year, not so good.
Well, like I said, he was kind of enhancement talent. He helped AJ out. He kind of helped build Ambrose to the point of where he was. But as soon as the list, it was as soon as he got paired with Owens. Yeah, that first tag match,
and he wasn't fully responsible for carrying half of the. See, he wasn't the heel of the. He was the heel of the feud with Ambrose. He was the heel of the feud with Jericho. Now that he doesn't have to do 100% of the in-ring work as far as the heel team goes, he's not being left behind because he doesn't have to keep up with anybody.
He's the only man that get a clipboard, a piece of paper, and a pen over,
and a scarf. Tiny scarf. Yeah, he's done so well. And as I say, in the second half of the year, I'm now resold on him, and I think he's now in the twilight. It didn't fit with AJ, it didn't fit with Ambrose. But as I say, because he was trying to keep up, he's not having to keep up with Owens. He's literally just kind of standing on the sidelines cheering. I think he's had a fucking brilliant year.
He has had a great year.
Well, sorry, a great second half of the year.
Yeah.
So I should stress that. Sami Zayn, good first half of the year. Terrible second half.
The stuff with Braun Strowman was a bit.
But I think ever since Zayn left Owens, they haven't known what to do with him. I think, which is a problem.
Yeah, I think because Roman has Roman had the US title. Sorry, when they broke up, or Rusev. I can't remember which one had it. It was either Rusev or Roman had it. When Kevin and him finished their feud, it was kind of like, we don't have a belt to give him.
Yeah.
For me, someone like him naturally goes for the IC title.
Yeah.
And as they don't have that on Raw, the US is the next one to give him. But because that feud was happening, they didn't know what to do with him, and he just kind of got a bit lost. And then
it's kind of unfortunate. He did completely get lost in the shuffle, I think.
But then, like you said, the first bit of the year, the matches with Nakamura, the matches he had with
every
KO
match with Owens, whether
it
was just the two of them, or in a 4-way or a 5-way or a 6-way, it was immense. Yeah, absolutely immense. So maybe we take the first half of the year for Sammy, and then the second half of the year from Jericho, put them in a blender. Kapow, you got yourself a perfect year.
You got yourself a Kevin Owens year.
Let's have a look at the women. Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Bayley. Becky Lynch, first SmackDown's women's champion. Charlotte.
I think Becky was made to look a lot weaker than she should have been.
Well, yeah, she spent the first half of the year making friends, then having each friend turn on her slowly.
Yeah.
And it kind of made it look like a bit of a mug.
Yeah, and then when she dropped it to Alexa Bliss, the ending to that match was...
I think it was botched.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm not sure what they were meant to be, but it didn't look like it was natural.
Yeah, it looked like it was done on the fly. I don't know. She just never, as a champion, she never looked comfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you give the belt to Charlotte, and she uses it. She comes out and she's like, "I'm the queen. Look at me." You know, she's and maybe because she's a heel. Whereas because Becky is such a face, she just doesn't look comfortable holding gold. It's always like, I don't know if I deserve this or if I should have this. It's all, you know, a bit up in the air. And yeah, I don't think it was her year at all. I think Bayley's had a bit of a mixed bag as well.
Yeah, it's like people that did so well in NXT and then they get called up. I thought Bayley would have done perfectly because she's like the female John Cena.
But people like her.
I don't think Bayley's been booked as well as she could have been.
I think it's a thing of... The weirdest part for me was for Bayley was the Survivor Series part, because when they went to SmackDown and they beat up all the women, I was like, that's a really heelish thing to do. Why is Bayley there kicking the shit out of Becky like the week before SmackDown, before Survivor Series, sorry.
It all got a bit messy, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the back end of the year for the women was as good as it should have been.
Yeah.
The hot potato win between Charlotte and Sasha. You know, Charlotte goes over in Sasha's hometown. Sasha goes over in Charlotte's hometown. It was just, you know, and I think we mentioned Hell in a Cell. And it was that thing of, that was as good as that match was, the last 30 seconds was so flat because everyone expected Charlotte to win. Sasha to win. I think the women's division, as good as it is, still has, I don't want to say maybe teething problems.
Yeah. Do you think they're too heavily reliant on the 4 horsewomen?
Yeah, I think, Becky, Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte. I think you can throw Nikki Bella in there. They rely on.
In a way, I think Nikki represents the old guard.
Yeah,
I kind of like her feud with Carmella though, because
I hate Carmella, and not even because she's a heel.
It keeps Nikki away from the championship, because to me, I thought it was a given that she was going to win. Because she's Nikki Bella, but she didn't. I was like, oh, good.
I think it should be that thing of, so we should not see, if we see Sasha versus Charlotte this year, it should be no time before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Even after SummerSlam, it should be, you know, back then. But what should happen in the meantime, Charlotte has a feud with someone, Sasha brings up some of the, not the underdeveloped women, but the women that haven't got the limelight and whatnot, has feuds with them, gets them over more, and so on and so forth. We need someone who, a bit like Nikki had before, like a nice long run that they've had, but not to the extent of, I'm just doing this to break a record. It's they're enhancing the people behind them.
What would you think about them bringing in kind of legendary women for, like, kind of like they're bringing the Brock Lesnar's, like the Undertaker's, like the Triple
bring
H's.
back like a Trish Stratus or a Lita.
Yeah, if they can go for one more match, or if you can find someone that could go for one match that has that star power.
I think right, and I know,
obviously like Mickie James with Asuka.
Yeah, I know I said before that I'm not a big Sasha fan, but maybe seeing Sasha versus Lita, that would be massive.
Or get not Mickie James, Gail Kim.
I'd love Gail Kim to come back,
just for maybe a match or two, or maybe even hire someone like Velvet Sky.
Yeah,
not that she's capable of good matches, but she when she's in the ring, there's all eyes on her.
Well, maybe for a different reason.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I get what you mean. I think the women has been a bit of a bumpy road. The other people I wanted to take a little look at was the members of the Shield.
Yeah.
So obviously, start of the year, Roman Reigns pushed down everyone's throats. Second half of the year, he's kind of been pulled back. Yeah. This thing I found, the further he is away from the main event scene, the more the more I can tolerate him. Not like him, but tolerate him.
Yeah, I mean, like, his work rate, I think in the Shield, he was just the big guy. He was hot tag, spear, 1, 2, 3, done.
Ooh, power slam.
Take him outside, through the table. Yeah, no, that was it.
Job done.
Ambrose, during the Shield, obviously had the US title, so they were kind of confident in him doing that as it was. And Seth was obviously known as the Architect, and he was the one that did a lot of the talking. He was the guy on the mic that was like, "Oh, this is what we're going to do." You know, he's my brothers, rah rah rah.
I kind of miss them all being together, to be honest.
Yeah, obviously the small reunion at Survivor Series, but
Yep.
it's not going to be a full thing.
Maybe not.
I just think the thing of, for me personally, Roman Reigns is a big mid-carder. Like, I know that sounds weird. It's almost Big Show territory.
He's just not ready for the main event. I think he could well and truly do it, just not yet.
Yeah, I think...
Give him a chance to develop himself a bit.
He needs a bit more character, like we've said before.
Bit more attitude.
He needs to go heel.
Yes.
He needs to see.
100%.
He needs to see how he
100%.
fares as a heel.
I think I'd rather see Roman Reigns heel than John Cena.
If he gets a better reaction as a heel, then I'm all for him going for the title.
Yeah, 100%.
Completely.
Because people will want to boo him then.
Yeah. With regards to Seth,
prior to the injury, really good. Post-injury, really bad.
I wouldn't say really bad.
Well, no.
He's stuck in that tweener stage.
Yeah, underwhelming.
He's not face. He's not heel. He's lost without Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah, I wish that they'd have just brought him back as a babyface, full out.
Yeah.
Just cut a good promo on saying thanks for the support, thanks for cheering me when I'm back.
Yeah.
I realize, my timeout made me realise I'd done things wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it right, starting with
X, Y, Z. Yeah.
But no.
I think as a heel character, he misses Triple H and Stephanie to play off, because it was kind of like parent and child.
Yeah.
And he plays that whiny little bitch so well.
I just think he's floundered a bit.
Yeah, he's not had the best of matches. Obviously, he's injured a few people as well, which hasn't helped.
Yeah.
But then we come to everyone's favourite arsehole, I guess.
What, Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like him. I don't like him. I'm not sold on him. I don't think he wants to be there. I don't think he deserves to be there. He's lazy.
I don't see him being there for a huge period of time, if I'm honest.
I don't think I'd missed him if he went away.
No. I can't really see where his feuds are going to go. Like you said, he's lazy. Excuse me. He just...
There's no passion. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
in fact, if Roman Reigns is a wrestler, is an athlete portraying a wrestler, I think Dean Ambrose is a professional wrestler portraying an athlete.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Like, we know he's not great on the mic, but then cutting promos has never really been his thing, I don't think.
I just think that his style that he wants to be and that he shines at isn't suited to WWE.
It's not even that. Like, I don't even think it's a actual style. Like,
I think he needs to be able to bleed every now and again, or make someone bleed every now and again.
Thing is, it's not brawling, because it's more flailing than it is punching. He honestly looks like a fish out of water.
Controlled flailing.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not extreme enough for him.
Yeah.
Like, we know his background, where he's come from, what he's done. At TLC he went through tables and he used chairs and he climbed ladders and all this kind of stuff. And to be honest, it was probably the best match he had that year. But then he was in the ring with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things. I just think that he, if he had a gimmick change,
maybe. Yeah, I kind of don't like the fact that he's just been lumped with this
lunatic asylum. Like, for me, if that's the case, you come out in a straitjacket every week and you laugh every time you get punched.
He kind of strikes me as like a mildly lunatic.
Yeah. It's just going to sound really stupid. Did you ever play Crash Bandicoot 2 as a kid?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Crash Bandicoot was never one of the ones I got into.
Okay, there was a boss on Crash Bandicoot 2. It's the first boss of the first warp zone. And basically, his name's Ripperoo. He is in a straitjacket and he just throws himself around the stage. Yeah. That, for me, is what a lunatic is. Like, that is what it is.
Original Mankind lunatic.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, there
he
you
needs
go.
to channel, but then, as I say, it shone in the Attitude Era. I don't think it can shine right now.
I think that's the thing. Like, I know
I think they're trying to portray him as a lunatic whilst
we're heading
being family friendly, which doesn't work.
We are heading a bit more towards not an MA audience, because it's not, but a bit more of a PG, like PG-14 kind of area, as opposed to just PG. We've heard a few bitches been said.
Yeah.
But a few
Piss off.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
that
it's
pisses
not
me off, like, yeah, it's getting there.
It's a bit more of a you know, it's never going to go back to how it was. Let's face it. But he's unfortunately in the wrong era.
Yes. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, he needs to be. He's attitude era. He needs to be there.
He
or ruthless aggression.
He either has to fully commit to another gimmick, or just go, I'm going back to CZW.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Yeah.
So now that we've kind of analysed and broken down 2016, I was going to say, what do you want to see in 2017? But let's kind of chop it down. WrestleMania.
Yep.
What would you like to see? I want to see American Alpha gain the SmackDown Tag Champs for the first time
from
whoever's got them, Usos or the Wyatts, and I want to see a tearful celebration. I'm trying to think.
I'd like
Undertaker.
I'd like to see Orton and Wyatt versus American Alpha,
or Orton and Wyatt 1-on-1.
No, I think you can keep that going till SummerSlam.
I think it all depends when Randy Orton's going to be leaving for whatever he's going to be doing next.
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't remember what he's got planned.
Luke Harper will be the catalyst for the breakup for those two.
Hopefully. It makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
What else would you like to see? Would you like to see
Lesnar and Goldberg? No, I don't want to see Lesnar and Goldberg at all. After their first match at WrestleMania 20
presuming
to their
Lesnar's
match at Survivor Series.
Presuming Lesnar's around, what would you want to see?
I don't want to see Lesnar at all, if I'm honest. I don't want to see Goldberg either. If I have to see a Lesnar match, and this is dream fantasy booking.
Okay.
Triple threat.
All right.
Samoa Joe, Rusev, Lesnar.
That would be interesting. I don't know how they'd get there, but that would be a good match.
It's fantasy booking, isn't it? That's what I'd like to see. Realistically, Rusev would be my pick for Lesnar next.
Yeah. I don't. Well, at the end of the year, they had a match at a house show in Mexico, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Rusev got buried, but
of course.
Excuse me. I do not want to see AJ Taker. No,
I want to see AJ defend his belt in a 5-star classic against someone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think you'd get the match out of Taker.
Yeah.
The last good match for Taker was Shawn Michaels.
Yes. CM Punk.
No.
I say
as good as Punk is.
Yeah.
Still no. I still think that the Shawn Michaels one was better.
True.
From a Taker point of view.
But the Punk match was still good. Really good.
The story behind it was better, I think. Because maybe
No, I can't agree with that.
No, okay, maybe not better, but I think because the story was to do.
There was a story.
Yeah, it wasn't just your streak versus my career. There was bits behind it.
Yeah. I think that streak versus career match was the best career match you'll ever see.
Apart
from maybe the Ric Flair one.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but I haven't actually seen that yet. But
just the mouthing "I love you" before Sweet Chin Music is enough to make any grown man cry. But no, I don't want to see Taker versus AJ.
Do you want to see Cena at WrestleMania?
Do you know what?
And if so, who would you have him against?
I think I would do Cena versus Taker.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's the right time to do it.
And who would you put over?
Cena.
Okay.
The reason behind it, it's Taker's last match, and this is, he's not going to be around for another WrestleMania. Let's face it.
Well, we've been saying that for years.
Well, okay. I personally don't think he's going to be around for another one.
He shouldn't be.
I think Taker versus Cena.
They need to announce it as his last one, though. You need to know. I think we need closure.
And I think as soon as that happens, as soon as it says Taker's last one, if they give it to Cena, Cena's going over for the simple fact of Mark Calloway is such a professional.
He's going to lose in his last match.
You lose your first and you lose your last.
Yep.
You leave everything you have in the ring. Like when he left last time, he left his gloves there.
Yeah.
That's an indication that he's going.
I just want to see something. I don't want speculation after. I just want it to be.
That's it.
And then you can focus on moving on and getting over it.
That's the thing,
that makes sense.
Because having him lose against Cena, it doesn't devalue the Undertaker. because the streak's already gone.
Yep.
So it's not like it's Cena breaking the streak.
Yep.
What it would be, it is essential passing of the torch.
What about a potential Dean Ambrose and The Undertaker?
No. Ambrose doesn't deserve to be anywhere near him.
True. I'm just thinking like back to the whole Survivor Series thing of, you know, anyone that doesn't respect the SmackDown brand has me to deal with. And of course, Ambrose turned on AJ and helped powerbomb him through the table.
Yeah.
To me, that says that Ambrose needs to answer to The Undertaker.
Yeah, but I think, you know, they're not going to run with that, are they?
Maybe not.
They didn't lose the
not.
match in general, so Taker's just going to bypass it. I'd quite like to see AJ Balor.
That could work. But you think in the club and...
No, I wasn't thinking of the club at all. I was thinking AJ Balor, but for me, in my head, that's a unification fight for the two belts.
Yeah.
But
it's
too early.
I don't think they're ready for that.
It's far too early to do that since the brand split. So, you know, but if it was that, you know, Finn comes back, maybe not this year, maybe next year, Finn comes back, 2017, he joins up with Gallows and Anderson. They have a little club kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
The Big Four, so Royal Rumble, Mania, SmackDown, SummerSlam and Survivor Series. AJ's there talking to him, you know, getting his feet under the table a little bit.
Yeah.
Finn doesn't like it. Bang, next WrestleMania, you've got it set up.
That could be an interesting one for sure.
But we don't know. You know, year ahead of us.
I'm looking forward to a good year. Starting off with the Royal Rumble in a few weeks.
Yeah, I know, right?
I cannot wait for that. Well, there we go. I think that we've pretty much...
That's covered it.
We have broken 2016 down.
I think we've broken each other.
Yeah, well, I would say there's not much more that my voice can take now.
Yep.
Folks, thank you very much for joining us again. This New Year's Day. Post-day, was it?
Second.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
New Year's Day.
I'm still half asleep, so it's the day after New Year's Day, post New Year's Day. Luke, you know what? For the sake of my voice, I'm going to let you do the social media plugs. I am done about now.
So you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Figure4 Radio. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Figure4 Radio. Sorry,
we'll get there. We're so close.
I know. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/F4TV. Where else are we? We are on Podomatic, Stitcher, Mixcloud,
TuneIn Radio app,
iTunes,
with YouTube,
Facebook,
not
and
Tinder, not Grindr, not Craigslist.
Well, personally, Ollie's on all of those, but Figure4 aren't.
But don't tell Kaylee.
And obviously, there's the website as well, where the Mastermind no doubt will be giving us a full year review. In
I am going full geek drive.
Yep.
Stats and figures that you don't need to know.
Yeah, and you'll find that at www.figure4radio.weebly.com.
Next week, I'm not so sure which way we're going to go. There could be a top 10 list. There could be a bottom 10 list. There could be another ECW list.
It will be a
pay-per-view.
list.
There's going to be something fun next week. Tune in, folks. I promise I'll have my voice back by then. Thank you very much for joining us through the whole of 2016.
It's been a long year.
It's been a good year. And we look forward to bringing you more podcasts just like this all throughout 2017. Until next week, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Figure 4.